Hey guys, I'm Rihanna
And I'm Francis
of
of Financially
Financially
Flair.
Flair. Yes, I know we have been MIA. I've actually been sick with the flu, and so I'm still recovering. So excuse my voice if I sound a little raspy. I've had a terrible cough that has developed afterwards. But we did not want to waste any more time. We wanted to get in front of the camera and just kind of talk to you about our second blog post, which is financial independence. Is it possible for me? And so, one of the questions that we asked ourselves was, how did we figure out that we could gain financial independence? Um, After we paid on our consumer debt, which I had racked up, we all of a sudden had all of this money, right? That we could finally use to buy more things, save, invest. I mean, the options are endless, right? So now that it was freed up, we decided to save this money. But we didn't just put it in a savings account like at your regular bank of choice. We used a high yield savings account, which was giving us at the time, I think, 2.25%.
Yeah, just about.
Right. And so, if you know anything about savings accounts with a regular bank, it's about 0.01%, so small amount. Whereas we were getting 2.25%, which isn't that much. It's not very impressive, but it's a lot more than 0.01%. So we chose that route. And so that is how we essentially went from being in debt and then having that money freed up and then now putting it towards a savings. And we saved up a considerable amount of money in a short amount of time. It's so crazy how much money you can spend um, towards paying off your debt. And so it's a journey, but once you get to the other side of it and your net worth turns positive, man, you start to really see the difference in the money. So really, really grateful that we were able to have that opportunity. So
I think before that, I think in the midst of paying off debt and learning, we learned a lot. And a very influential book that really changed our mindset was Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. That really turned it for us in terms of how we began to think about money, finding ways to make money work for us. We listened to it a couple times on a road trip. We came to a friend's baby shower that summer, actually. So um, we listened to that. That really changed our mind. It really got us thinking in ways we can actually save, invest, and I think at that point we realized we were over saving. That's crazy, but you can over save as well. It's not going to multiply or grow as quickly as you would like if you just save it. And so investing it was important, and reading that book really got us thinking and really helped us to understand what we needed to do going forward.
so another part of the financial independence journey was figuring out our number, like what were our annual expenses and how much money were we really spending on a year to year basis. And we sort of calculated that and added some room for inflation, and we came up with about $40,000. We um, don't spend that though. We don't actually spend $40,000 a year just in living, like rent and groceries and bills and stuff. We don't actually spend that.
Yeah. Yeah, and we try to live moderately, way below our means, way below our means. We
But
drive,
still comfortable.
yeah, very, very comfortable. We drive old cars. We're not fancy, simple guys.
Okay, disclaimer. I am fancy, but I am frugally fancy. So,
Yeah. Um, so with the number, and I think with the growth, we had to get serious to really track how much we were spending, because it's easy to just have the credit card and just go buy it. And if you are really not tracking your expenses, like you just deceiving yourself thinking you know how much you truly spend. It's a lie, because I know there's been countless times where one of us have looked at the statement, we are like, whoa, what did we spend, and
Right.
why did it blow up like that, and if you're not being intentional, you're not conscious about what you spend your money on, the statement is going to come, and you're just going to wonder, how did it add up so quickly? And so one of the things we've done or gotten better at within the last year is making sure we're tracking our expenses, and that is the key.
Absolutely.
If you can keep the expenses low, then you have more to be able to save and invest, and that is something we've actually done this year. Like, we've actually built a spreadsheet. We are doing it. We are being intentional about what we spend our money on, where we spend. We're trying to track every little penny that we spend, and we don't spend $40,000 a year. We don't, but in the number, you have to know what your annual expenses are, and so I think our projected monthly expenses is about 3,600
36,000.
in a month.
Oh, in a month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Annually,
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I think you're actually right. I think annually we are about 36K annually.
But I think we adjusted for 40,000
Inflation,
to, yeah.
just in case we had kids, we decided to have family, that will be taken care of in the long run.
And so what we did was we took that 40,000 and we multiplied it by 25. And if you've read the blog post, you understand why the number 25 is used based on a Trinity study. And we really encourage you to read some more about that. Google is your best friend here. Go ahead and Google it. Try to understand it better. But anyway, we did 40,000 times 25, and that's about $1 million. And so what that means is we should have at least, at minimum, $1 million in our portfolio to be able to continue to live this lifestyle, this quality of life that we have right now for 25 years. And that's really what gaining financial independence is. So like in the financial independence community, you'll hear this, like, what is your FI number? And so our FI number is about $1 million.
Yeah, and I think you touched on the Trinity study and the fact that it's multiplied by 25. But I would like to make the point that it doesn't necessarily mean that you only get to live that money for 25, because the Trinity study is based on the fact that if you invest in the money and it's yielding 7%, it's the 4% rule for a reason, that you're only going to take out 4% of the yield, so you still have 3% in the portfolio still working for you on the market, and so you could potentially live forever,
Right.
And if you geo arbitrage, that's if we decide to leave the US and go live in a different country, we have options in terms of where we want to live. So the million just gets us to be comfortable, where we have the option, the freedom to live anywhere in the world we want, because
And
most
it
people
also, I think, gives us the option to work. And here's what I mean by that. So instead of having to work, we now have the option of, do I want to work? And so we can kind of play around with that. I think that's what, so we are part of the FIRE community. And so that acronym stands for Financial Independence Retire Early. And the retire early part of that community, this financial independence number can really help you to do so, but we'll talk about that in a subsequent post, so don't worry about that right now. But I kind of wanted to mention it because they kind of go hand in hand. And I know for us, one of our goals for reaching financial independence is to be able to have the option of, do I want to work? Do I not want to work? And what I mean by work is, do I want to go to a traditional job? We'll always probably be working. We have our projects working on, trying to build businesses and things of that nature. So Yeah.
Yeah, I love what I do. I don't intend to retire in the next 5, 10 years. No,
Right.
I love what I do, and so I just want to be able to do what I love. Not necessarily stressing about money, and but still live and enjoy family.
Yeah. That's definitely it. And so, that's it, guys. We just kind of wanted to come before you and just break down that blog post a little bit more into details and get a little bit more personal about our journey into it. And so we hope that you've enjoyed this video. We hope that you subscribe, comment, let us know what you think. Maybe you've already heard about financial independence. What's your number? Have you tracked your spending at all? Just kind of talk to us in the comments below and let us know what's going on with that. Okay?
Okay, so in saying that, keep up with Financially Flair.
Because we'll get you financially there. Bye, guys.